I'm taking you on a road trip, and I'll say this again when people come in, but so I'm gonna have to put the phone down so I can be safe. You gotta be safe, right? It was 28 degrees this morning, y'all, and it's only gotten up to 31. So freezing, freezing cold. I'm ready for the. I'm not 50 degrees is cold to me, but it's saying it's gonna get up to 55. So I'll take it opposed to 28. I'm not a winter person. So anyway, I'm gonna stay on here for a minute, and if I have to talk to my lonesome, I will. Hey, welcome whoever is in Galactic. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. We're gonna give people just a few more minutes to log in. I can't stand it. I cannot stand the cold weather, but what can we do about it? We're so like, are you? Did you tell me you was East Coast? Good morning, Harlem. Welcome. Harlem, did you get to look at it again? Did you get to see it over? I haven't got to see it over, but listening and um, getting people's opinions and their thoughts. People, I am traveling, so I'm gonna have to put the phone down in just a minute, so I can be safe. I'm all over the road. And but let's talk about it, and just I'll try to catch the comments as we go. So yeah, I'll probably wait till tonight or whatever to take a look. But I'm definitely gonna do it though. Definitely gonna look at it again. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. Come on in, hit the like button as you come in, and let's talk about it. So I can be on here for a few minutes. I got a ways to travel, so we'll do it. But anyway, let me go ahead and get started because I want to talk about first. 50 is in. I mean, not 50. Diddy is in his feelings about this documentary, and what I found out is that his lawyers, he had his legal team to send a cease and desist to Netflix. Anyway, so they were saying that the what could have been illegal about it, what could have been, is that is client attorney client privilege, right? But how Diddy messed up is that he invited a third party in to videographer to record him while he was in New York, and they were saying that if the third party person would have been like for legal reasons or something like that, then yes, but this person was just there to capture footage while he was in New York and to see if he was going to be arrested or not. So he probably can't sue on those grounds because he was frustrated with the fact that he was that people were able to hear his conversation with his attorneys, and so that was one of the reasons that. And then, like, if the video, so the other thing was that Netflix was able to say, no, we got this legally. Like, what paperwork was filed, and did the videographer have licensing? Did she license herself on this content, on this footage, or or does this footage actually really belong to Diddy? And so that remains to be seen. I'm sure people are digging into it right now, but that remains to be seen. So there's a conversation that is legit when it comes to um, like him wanting to sue Netflix for giving that information up. You guys hit the like. Everybody that's in it, the likes are not matching, but if you would kindly hit the like, it just take a few minutes to hit the like as you come in or go out. I appreciate it. So I think he has a legit argument, but I really feel like 50 Cent. I feel like Netflix. I feel like even the young lady that he had to come video him during his time leading up to his arrest. I feel like they made for sure that this was legal, that the information that 50 was obtaining was not going to set him up for a lawsuit, right? So I mean, sometimes we miss the mark, but I just don't feel like 50 would set himself up to for a lawsuit. um I'm going, okay. So what do y'all think about that? Like, have y'all heard anything different other than that? But those were the two main things when we talk about um him wanting to sue Netflix. I just don't see, it happening or how it's gonna turn out. Then I wanted to see what you guys also thought, which probably we could talk about it later on the live, is like, why do we think that they honed in so much on like the unaliving of Tupac and Biggie? Yeah, like Harlem, I do. I think that it was all. Oh, Harlem, let me tell you this. Remember, I said I couldn't find my live. Now you know, good and well. You're still on the fastest route. I have to have directions where I'm going. But listen, good and well, there was more than 23 people that came in on that live, right? What happened is I don't know where the live went, but because I record in StreamYard, I was able to download it, then load it to YouTube as though it was recorded live, but it wasn't live. And so it's really not doing really good as it really actually did. And that's kind of heartbreaking. And I don't know how I didn't go under that thumbnail that you said you were in initially, but it kind of threw me off on my numbers that night. But I did get it loaded, so I guess that's what matters. But dang. So I got to be careful about that. Anyway, that's what I want to say. But but back to your point. Like, I really feel like it was all done the correct way. Again, 50 Cent is a smarter businessman than that. But it's human nature that when people are putting out your truth, and you didn't get to do it because you, in this case, went to jail, that you're gonna look for every avenue you can to bring it down, because they tried to send a cease and desist and that didn't work. They moved forward and they showed the world 4 hours worth of stuff. So yeah, I think they got themselves covered. But Harlem, why do you think? Again, I'll ask the question to anybody in the chat. But why do you think like they honed in on the Tupac and Biggie thing? Here's my opinion. I feel like it's been so long and nobody has been held accountable for it, but everybody knows. Everybody kind of knows is what I think. What happened and who did it both? Who unalived both of them? I think people know, but just like Suge was in an interview and was asked, like, if you knew who did this to Pac, would you tell? Like, would you tell the law enforcement? Would you tell investigators? He said no. He said no. Like, it's a street code thing, right? So they rather not tell and just go handle it themselves if they know. But I was just wondering. I was like, they spend a lot of time on those two things, somewhat. Yeah, she said she's on the east side. It's cold over there. And then, so anyway, That's what I wanted to say about Diddy, and to figure out if you guys thought that he had a leg to stand on, which I don't I don't foresee him being able to do that. The footage is out. You can't take it back. You can't unsee what you're seeing, so it's out there. And then I think there's a little concern that he has. I won't say a fear that he has, but a concern about the unaliving of Tupac and Biggie, and what people are saying and what Keefy D was saying on his interview. Um, so we'll see. Like, I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious as to the numbers that 50 did on the release date of the documentary, because even, I mean, you got bloggers, you got regular everyday people, you got the big legacy media, you got the entire world that was waiting on this documentary to come out. That really we started thinking, or started saying, maybe he's not going to release a documentary. Um, I mean, Dame Dash got on there and was like, "Oh, he's 50 full of it. He ain't raking it in. He getting that coinage." But I mean, I figured, just like I said on the live, that whether you end up liking it or not, the initial viewing is going to be high, because people are curious as to what's going to be different on this documentary, right? We done seen a ton of documentaries. Well, what makes this different? And 50 did his thing. I actually liked it enough to look at it again. Kind of, it's kind of foggy out here. So let's move on, y'all. What do y'all think about Tamar and Tiffany Red? And did you hear that too? Tiffany Red is coming for Tamar and her royalties. Like, she made this song, she wrote this song for Tamar, um, and still has not been. I don't get why people don't pay up. Like, I do a job for you. Why do I have to? Why is it like pulling teeth to get my money, to get paid? Like, Tamar goes out on tour, she goes and does she get her finished product out, and she's expecting to get paid on tour. She's expecting to Her workers are expecting to get paid. Like, everybody want to get paid. Why is it so hard for the writers to get paid and get their royalties? I'm glad that Tiffany is speaking out, and she really did it respectfully. She was like, "Please, Tamar, I'm reaching out. Just sign the letter of direction so that I can get paid. Because if you don't, then I will have to go and sue you. Like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to sue you, but I need my money." Like, why is it that they don't pay up? Why do you hold people's money? That's one thing you don't do, is play with people's check. So if she wrote the song, you got it from her, you went and performed, and it did numbers, whatever numbers it did, why she can't get paid? So I think she has a legitimate argument there. On the other hand, Tamar is allegedly going to be suing Funky Dineva, and Funky Dineva is like, "Bring it on, bring it, B, bring it. I'm not in fear of your claims of a lawsuit." So the big question is, who's telling the truth? Is Funky telling the truth, or is Tamar telling the truth? I don't know. There's also, I mean, Tiffany Red has a lot of people that owe her money for her songs, and I feel like she need to get paid. Like, pay me and let me move on. It got so bad for her, for Tiffany Red, that she just was like, "That's why I quit." And that's something, writing is something she loved to do. But why am I giving y'all my goods and I can't get paid for it? Don't make no sense. Yeah. In other news, y'all, Candy and Todd is a turn up. That divorce is looking ugly. Todd is giving pushback. He wants the kids. He wants half of her estate. Like he wants it all. He wants it all. Everything he can get. But allegedly, Todd done cheated on Candy and allegedly having a baby on Candy. So that puts him way out. Why you married? Like she ain't big and pregnant like that, and y'all just now getting it. Ain't even divorced yet. But like I said in that short, like was it somebody they brought in and she got pregnant, or was it really somebody, or did he really just flat out cheat? It didn't have nothing to do with them bringing somebody else in their marriage. But it's getting ugly. Divorces are, for the most part, always pretty ugly. Um, Funky Dineva. I believe him about his birthday. Usually happened to Tamar, whatever, because we've never seen her in distress. And I didn't think they could fix you that quick because somebody saw her that very Friday after. Anyway, neither here nor there. But on the internet, on social media, speaking about what happened, like she wouldn't. I don't think she would be in this situation today. Now, she did when she did put out her little short film and her new music, people already was questioning why Mendices, and if you was gonna use Mendices, why wouldn't you use like if this was really just an on-set movie, just relationship, nothing else, all work, then why wouldn't why would you use his name? Or why wouldn't you why is it that if you're promoting he doesn't want to be in the limelight? Okay, that first. That second. First was she shouldn't have out on social media. Okay. Second, and then the third thing about it is when that supposed incident did happen to her. If she would have told, if she would have came out because we saw her with Funky Dineva last, right, and her friend Zoe or whatever. Funky was reaching out to her. If she just would have just came out because she was like I could see if she wasn't even on social media when the incident happened, wasn't saying nothing after that, but she was posting things on social media. So Funky's just asking, friend, what happened to you? And I'm sorry that happened, but people think I did it. I know something about it. Can you please just make a post and tell the people I had nothing to do about it? And she couldn't even do that. That was not what she was worried about. But yeah, you posting other things. And so it just exploded to Tamar going against the grain And 50 getting tired of it, and she kept saying, I threw a birthday party for a friend. I threw a birthday party for a friend that didn't appreciate it pretty much, right? And he was like, okay, Tamar, I'm done playing the games with you. And he just let it out. He already said he did not feel comfortable with mid DC's always showing up where y'all are on 3 different occasions, rubbing on your legs. I believe it all. That's my opinion. I don't think Funky's lying. So now Tamar wanna be quiet and say, I'm gonna let my lawyers talk to me. And I think that's because she know the truth. She know what she did. She know Funky ain't lying. Come on, Tamar. Now we know you know. And Funky Dineva was like, nah, I ain't letting you get away with this. So it still remains to be seen if Tamar's going to pursue a lawsuit against Funky Dineva. I think that Funky's done talking about it. He said what he said, and he's moved on. And I think by right, just leave it alone. The world knows now. My my thing is, what is Yandy saying about all this? Now we know Yandy and Mendices have had their issues with both of them stepping outside the marriage, whether it was just an intimate conversation. We know they had their issues. And on one of the episodes of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, like when her and Mendices was sitting down talking, she was like, everything ain't for the internet, and we don't need to put it all out here, even on the show. And so I think this is one moment, maybe since Yandy haven't said anything or we haven't seen anything, this might be one moment that she ain't trying to come to the internet and say nothing. But I'm wondering, have she reached out to Tamar? Have she said anything to Tamar? Tamar got a little side of her that's a little scandalous. Allegedly. Seems like it. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank y'all for coming in. Please hit the like button on your way in or your way out and join us live tonight. We'll be right back here tonight live as well. But thank y'all for being here with us this morning. Yeah, so listen, I think Tamar has been the outcast of the family, like always. They was like, ain't nothing really changed about Tamar, but I feel like, I don't know, something has happened to her, and it's caused, and the result of that is how she is today. Uh huh. And it would be very interesting to know. But again, like you said, she's protecting. And then at this point, maybe she feel like even if I say it, are people gonna believe what I say? Are they gonna even believe what I said if I really tell my truth? Poor Tamar. Like I like Tamar. I do. I just don't like some of her ways. She got a beautiful voice. She has some really good characteristics for as a young lady, but she got some effed up characteristics too. Sometimes I feel like her whole family just is down on her, um, real bad, which is why she's lashing out this season. Tamar's been through it. It seemed like, because out of all the sisters and the brother, we don't really know much about the brother and how he is, but we do know the sisters. They've been in front of the camera. They've been, background singers, all that. But out of all of them, it's like Tamar is distraught, and I think it's really foul for them to talk about her mental health in a way that's damaging to her. I think that's messed up. So I mean, Tamar is who Tamar is. And if you've been a fan, or if you ever know, if you follow them for any amount of time, all of them will say, "Oh, it's Tamar. This is just Tamar is just who she is. It's always been like this." But for some reason, she's wanting an attention. She needs that attention for some reason. I don't know. I think she's pretty. I think she has some good sides. I think she's a good mother. But then there's that other side. But I think we all have a other side, but I don't know if it's like that. So no judgment. I just want her to come out. Just tell your truth, Tamar. Just tell the truth. Then I want to know what Mendeecees is thinking about. His name splattered all over the internet about fooling with Tamar. So is he in the background begging Yandy? I'm sorry, Yandy, this didn't happen. I swear. But you shoot, Mendeecees was ready to just throw the towel in on his marriage. He was like, "This is too much. I'm tired of begging." Hey everybody, where y'all tuning in from? I'm tuning in from cold, cold, cold Oklahoma, the Midwest, and it's cold. When I say cold, I mean cold. So anyway, y'all, I guess that's about it for now. Did y'all see that Usher is suing his um, manager, attorneys over a restaurant in Atlanta? So they're saying that he loaned. So they asked him to invest in the restaurant. They wanted to start a restaurant in Atlanta, and hold on, y'all. I gotta get over it. I think, or do I get on that side? They wanted him to. They wanted him to to invest in a restaurant in Atlanta, but Usher didn't want to do that. But he was like, okay. They was like, well, can you loan us? I think it was like $7 million to do it. So Usher did the loan, and then nothing ever became of the restaurant. He did get some of the money back after he figured that they wasn't going to do it, and then he's like, "I need the rest of the money," and they was like, "Well, it was used for something else, so it's hard to pay it back." So he's always something over money over the. So all right, y'all. Yeah, that's crazy. Like like you didn't invest like you said you was. You didn't take the money and use it for what you said. He straight up said, "I don't want to be an investor, but all right, I'll loan it to you." Nothing ever. He said he don't even know if they went and purchased the building like they were supposed to, or if it wasn't that, then they did purchase the building and did nothing with it. So it's one or the other. And so nothing ever became of that. Okay, well then give me the money back. Well, here's some of it, but we spent the other. We spent the other on something else, so it's hard to pay you back. And Usher was like, "Well, I ain't having it, so I'll see you in court." Okay, this is the last subject I'm gonna talk about, and then we're gonna go. Why am I in my feelings about Brian McKnight coming out telling the world that his kids were not made out of love, whether they're grown or not? Like, it's like that's just wrong on every level. How are they supposed to feel? But then you got this other set of kids that don't have to go through it. Grown or not, that still hurts for their biological father to say, for their biological father to say, um, those kids wasn't made out of love. What? What the what? He is like, I would sit and listen to his interviews, and I'm like, Brian, just don't talk, just sing. Do that. Don't talk, just sing. How about that? Because you sound crazy. And like he had came out and said he won that lawsuit, but his ex-wife came back, and I don't think it's over. Like, she wasn't gonna just lay down. She wasn't gonna take that. So she's still fighting him on that. Okay, I can look real quick. He couldn't even tell his right. Like, now, that was another thing that just irked me. Like, now he's passing. Can you just make peace with him before he passes away? Can you just do that? Like, why? How is that hurting you? But I mean, the son probably said, if it ain't genuine, then don't even say it. Don't even talk to me about it. If you can't genuinely make peace, can't even say that. Yeah, Brian has a serious issue, and your issue is with this woman. Like, did you hear the story? Like, he was like, he was they was boyfriend girlfriend. They were intimate. She ended up getting pregnant, and he said, we got to get rid of this because I'm getting ready to go out to California and sign this contract. We've got our lives ahead of us. You need to get rid of it. He goes out to California only to come back, and she was like, I didn't get rid of the baby. So, like, but she was your girlfriend, so you didn't have love for her, and you're gonna say the baby, and then had more than one, right? So, yeah, he just foul. It's just foul. And so then he told her, he said, what he meant, like, is that I told her I will take care of everything you do. You take care of the kids. You won't have to worry about nothing, but we ain't gonna be together. Just mean. That's just mean. But after the first one, I think she had more than one. And if she did after the first one, I would have. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have went back if he was treating me like that. But we don't say what we won't do if we ain't been in that situation. Anyway, y'all, we can talk more tonight on the live. Thank y'all for spending a little time with me. Happy Friday. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all's day. Stay warm if you're somewhere cold. And we'll talk later. See you later.